I can't even believe I'm making this video right now, but some form of the US government is trying to take Onewheels away from us, and Onewheel needs our help. Hey everyone, back with another episode of Stuff and Things. I'm out here cruising around on my brand new Onewheel GT, and if you are not new to this channel, you will know that I absolutely love Onewheels. It's probably my favorite electric rideable that has ever been created. I've got hundreds and hundreds of miles on all of my different Onewheels, and I couldn't see living life without it, and that really brings us to today's topic, which is completely ridiculous. I'm kind of mad that I even have to make this video, but like I mentioned in the beginning, Onewheel does need our help, and hopefully you guys stick around to hear this full story because it's pretty silly. Now, just the other day, the CPSC, otherwise known as the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission, released this article right here. The CPSC warns consumers to stop using one-wheel self-balancing electric skateboards due to an ejection hazard. So that one kind of came out of left field, but who is the CPSC? The United States Consumer Product Safety Commission, or the USCPSC, is an independent agency of the United States government. They seek to promote the safety of consumer products by addressing unreasonable risks of injury through coordinating recalls, evaluating products that are the subject of consumer complaints or industry reports, so on and so forth. You can kind of tell where I'm going with this. The CPSC is also the government agency who tweeted this the other day. They're trying to ban bouncy castles, bounce houses for children. I mean, don't they have anything better to do? Like literally anything? I guess if you're a part of the US government, you really like overreaching, because that's exactly what's happening right here. Now, if you would like to read all of the articles and everything going on revolving this, I'm going to be leaving a bunch of pretty important links in the description down below, one of them being the most important, and we will get to that in a second. But first, I want to dissect what the actual issue is. Why does this government agency say that Onewheels are dangerous and people should not be riding them? What is this ejection hazard that they're talking about? Obviously, they don't really know what they're talking about. So first and foremost, what is a Onewheel? Obviously, it's this one-wheel contraption that I'm riding around on right now. And if you've never seen one before, essentially you can compare it to almost any other board sport out there, like skateboarding or surfing, or snowboarding for that matter. Riding a one-wheel is something that takes practice, it takes skill. You need to be able to control your body. You have to be somewhat athletic to ride one of these. And of course, there is a learning curve to riding a one-wheel, just like there is skateboarding and surfing and snowboarding. So in the article that the CPSC put out, they go on to say that Onewheels are so dangerous and people are getting injured and hurt, and we've all seen the videos of people slamming their foot down past the pushback that a Onewheel comes with standard as a safety feature, and then they hit the ground. And obviously, you're gonna get hurt when you do that. You're gonna get hurt the same way you can on a skateboard or a surfboard or a snowboard. Let's actually take a look at what this government organization thinks about skiing and snowboarding. Deaths per year. According to the CPSC, there are an estimated 24 skiing and snowboarding related deaths per year just in the United States. So this is kind of morbid, but on average you can expect 24 casualties of people out there skiing and snowboarding. Do you think people who ski and snowboard understand the dangers that are involved? I'm sure they do. They're sliding down mountains at a high rate of speed, and that is to be expected with any board sport and really any extreme sport. So what does this organization say about people dying from skiing and snowboarding related accidents? The CPSC staff recommends use of helmets for skiers, snowboarders to prevent head injuries. Yeah, of course. Whenever you're doing some type of activity like that, like skateboarding, like riding a one wheel, of course, wear a helmet. I don't see this organization going out there to companies like Burton and K2, Solomon, Line, and saying, hey, you guys are making a product that is very dangerous, and we don't think that you should be providing these to customers. But that is almost exactly what they are saying to One Wheel. This government organization is telling One Wheel to not only stop producing and selling One Wheels, but they want them to recall every One Wheel they have ever made. Let me tell you, One Wheel has been around since 2014. I've been riding One Wheels for at least like 4, maybe 5 years now. And I'm sorry to say it this way, but there is absolutely no way One Wheel is going to stop producing One Wheels. These products bring so much enjoyment to everyone out there, myself included, anyone who's watching this video who has a One Wheel. Could you imagine if this government organization is just trying to take away these products and this freedom, something that we all enjoy so much? The thing is, the One Wheel community is pretty tight-knit. There is a huge community. One Wheel has actually posted on their Instagram recently that we have collectively ridden 100 million miles combined on One Wheels, and that statistic is absolutely insane. So with the amount of riders that are out there already enjoying these products and using them safely, and the amount of new riders that get on a One Wheel every single day and learn how to ride and are experiencing this freedom and enjoyment, there's absolutely no way that they're going to be able to shut One Wheel down. But then again, the CPSC is a United States government organization or affiliated with them in some way, shape, or form, and you guys know how much our government, as of recently, likes taking away our freedoms, and I'm not here for that. Now, one of the main things that I want to hit on here is the actual wording that this organization is using to kind of talk about the hazards. They're calling it an ejection hazard, like ejecto seats. You're going to be riding this One Wheel along, and then all of a sudden you're just going to be completely launched from it, hurting yourself. Considering that they're referring to this as ejection just goes to show how much they don't actually understand about these products. What they're really talking about is pushback. And I've sort of explained this in videos in the past. I could go through explaining it all right now, but One Wheel themselves actually just released a bunch of like how-to ride tutorials, and they made a really kick-ass video about pushback. Essentially, the way a One Wheel works while it's on is essentially like balancing a broomstick on your hand. So imagine me balancing a broomstick on my hand here. If the broomstick is leaning this way, the One Wheel, which is my hand, is going to move forward to then self-balance itself. Now, these things are obviously electric rideables, so the motor has a limit of how fast it can go, how much torque it can put out, and it's using that power to self-balance itself. Now, as I'm leaning forward to ride this thing just a little bit faster, eventually it will get to a point where the One Wheel does not have enough power to keep me balanced going the speed that I'm going. So that is where the safety feature of pushback comes into play. If I'm riding along and I get all the way up to about 20 miles an hour, you'll notice right there that the nose of the board sort of leans itself upwards. Now that is the board's way of saying, hey, we're getting close to the limits here. You can continue riding, but just know that we're not going to be able to go much faster than this and still keep you balanced. Now, I could go on and on about this safety feature, but instead I'm just going to link directly to One Wheel's video right up here, and they explain it extremely well. So that is the main safety feature built in that some customers are not responding to. They're going to ignore that pushback, and when you ignore that signal of the board telling you that you're riding past the limits, that is when some people push through the pushback, which is the worst thing you can do, and then you slam and nosedive. And that's what they're referring to as an ejection hazard. It's really not an ejection hazard, it's just the person not knowing how to ride these things. Now, if you have ever unboxed a brand new one wheel, there is a ton of safety warnings all over the box, just like you would find on most products that are related to extreme sports. There's a really nice owner's manual that tells you how to ride this thing, how to be safe while riding it. They stress over and over again that you should wear a helmet while you are riding a one wheel. There's warning on the packages, there are warnings inside of the app that connects to these boards. There are even warnings that are kind of like taped to the foot pads, which you have to see and remove to then ride a one wheel. So anyone who is getting hurt on a one wheel, it's really just coming down to them either not reading anything that is provided with the one wheel, or they're just not that great at balancing. They don't know the signs of when you are pushing a one wheel too far. And that could be on the actual user, the person riding it, or it could be on the person who is showing someone new how to ride a one wheel. In the end, what it comes down to is that riding a one wheel is a board sport, just like any other board sport out there, and we all understand the risks of riding one of these things. I'm not saying everyone should go out and ride a one wheel. That would be pretty cool, but some people are not comfortable with extreme sports. Some people are not as athletic or as well balanced as some other people. All I'm saying is that if someone wants to go out, purchase a one wheel, learn how to ride a one wheel, then who is the US government to tell them that they can't do it? We all know the risks involved, and some of the best things in life come from taking risks. Actually, I think I would say everything good in life comes from taking risks. So now this is a point where I'm going to ask you guys to join me to help One Wheel fight back against all of these wrong things that are being said about their product. There is currently a petition going on, and One Wheel is printing all the responses and sending it to the CPSC. So if you enjoy one wheels and you ride one yourself, or maybe if it's something that you're interested in for riding in the future, maybe you have no desire to ride a one wheel ever, but you don't like the government overreaching, which is exactly what's happening here. I would really urge you guys to go down to the link in the description, fill out the petition, talk about what one wheeling means to you, talk about the community that it has brought together. So basically just give your feedback to send to the CPSC, and hopefully with enough responses they will kind of put an end to all of this. One Wheel has even offered for them to come out and check out their products so they can show them how to ride safely, which they refused. So it seems like they're not really willing to negotiate or anything here. So that's why One Wheel needs people like us to share our experiences and to let them know that they need to let us ride. That's all that I had for today. If you guys are new to this channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every week. As always, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.